on little stainless 316. I'm just doing TIG work. Working off a 350 Dynasty, or what else is it called? Synchrowave. So it's water cooled torch, which helps out a whole lot. With these parts, we need a lot of movement, so we have to go one at a time. Pretty tedious. Have to make sure the heat is distributed so it doesn't lock up. %, argon. We're running at 40 amps. What we're running on the machine, Synchrowave 350 LX. We're doing 1/16 tungsten, 1/16 filler rod, stainless 316 filler rod. And just eating away at the elephant, one bite at a time. Rotating because this heat distributes a lot on this stainless, especially after the weld. It usually maintains during the weld. It stays pretty stable, but after it sits for a little bit, it spreads out. It distributes throughout throughout the part. So, you got to take your time with it. But 40 amps is pretty cold, man. But 60 amps locks it up. Gives it too much heat and freezes our part, which is a leveling clad, so we have to have movement. You know, you have to see what's going on here. We gotta be sure we use the cool ones. We worried about the cool ones. That one's not coolest. That was not. That was not. So they haven't dispersed yet. It's cold. It's warm. We're almost through with this one. At a higher spot. That's what we want. So, I'll do the no hands. see. Can't get much on that one because that tungsten's pretty spent. I'm going to sharpen these things up. We'll sharpen the tungsten. And come back. Right back. So we do the tungsten grinder. One 16th tungsten, so you're really not getting much. It burns it up pretty quick. You put the heat on the torch, it burns these up, it rounds it off pretty quick. So any point you get, it's necessary, but it kind of dissipates pretty quick. So a lot of grinding. All right, so that's what we got. All of these ready. These ready, and we're on. Hang on. All right, we got 20 of these due. So we've kind of been moving slow, to let you know. So we're gonna knock them out tonight. Knock our 20 out. We still have another order. I think it's 30. The other order. And if I would quit sticking this tungsten, killing it right off the bat, so it kills it whenever you whenever you stick. Then what happens is heat, the heat from your torch, it's not an accurate or a concentrated heat. It's kind of a kind of like spray arc. So that's the whole point of the whole point of the point of your tip of your tungsten. Why you grind it into a point. Now, when you're doing aluminum, you don't need to. You want it to ball up so that it creates a consistent ball of fire. It concentrates in one area. So with our tip. Gives us a good concentration point. So your heat is focused. Your heat is focused whenever you do that. So that's the paramount point of the tungsten being sharpened, so you can focus right on the intended heat. You're getting it. You can get more heat on this than your other processes. It's more concentrated heat. But the downfall when you're doing TIG is you end up, it's a longer process, it's a slower process because of the tungsten, because of the, can't just run through it. It just takes more time, slower. You got a MIG process, you on the flow of the MIG wire. This one's hand fed, kind of like a stick. So these, now we're back to our original ones. Almost there. We got a couple welds left on these. We'll get the bigger welds this time and try to get the whole, this full, it's about an inch of a weld. That's the most we want to do. So again, so as not to create too much heat in this step. Because I'd hate to get this far and then lock this thing up to where there's no movement of the part and scrap our part ultimately. So again, it's a little, it's even slower because of the heat. Our amperage, we're only able to go 40. We'd probably kick it up, but I've just not had any luck with it at that any higher. So this one's been moving pretty good or looking pretty promising. So we don't want to, I don't want to play with it. I don't want to try to force anything. So still got movement. Still got movement. So another one. Pretty good. So again, doing TIG welding here. I've got a single wave 350 water cooled torch. We're only pushing 40 amps right now for this stainless steel part. There's a lot of trying to avoid it from locking up. We need movement inside this ball. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out what the problem was why we kept locking out parts and failing. So what happened now is uh, it's going slower. Going slower. Less heat. On the road side of the way. Thank you to those that have checked in. Not real talkative. Just concentrating. It's in the chat. Say what's up. Tell me what you're welding. What type of welding you do. So this is where I cut my teeth on this type of welding, manufacturing, TIG welding. Now we do structural steel. The bulk of our stuff is structural and ornamental, like handrails. So we're not on this. All right. We got that quick. Let's go. Tungsten out is necessary. So when you're doing your tungsten, when you're igniting it or starting your arc, you want to make sure you're not too close, but you have to create an arc has to be close enough for electricity, for the current to start. So TIG work today, Thursday night, TIG work. Thanks for checking out.